Welcome to my October Instagram challenge. Hi, my name is Jessica and I am a full-time sports photographer. And in the month of October, I really would like to focus on growing my Instagram account. Now, I kind of was doing a little more focus on TikTok, but with TikTok and the whole ban, not ban, being bought out, not being bought out, and we really just don't know where TikTok is sitting at this point, I'm going to pull back a little bit of focus from there and try to focus more on growing Instagram, YouTube, places like that that I know are going to hopefully stick around for a little while. So I'm going to work on Instagram this month. And I haven't really grown a lot on Instagram. I'm very inconsistent about posting. I don't know what to post, what not to post, and different things like that. So I want to challenge myself this month to really focus on growing. Now, I know Instagram can be a challenge. It's been a challenge probably for a couple of years now about growing on Instagram. It's a little bit harder with the algorithm always changing and just different things like that. So I have done a little bit of ChatGPT, like audit my account and kind of give me a little bit of a game plan. And I don't know if I'm going to do everything that ChatGPT tells me to do, but at least it gives me kind of a general knowledge. I for sure want to do a carousel post every single day. As a sports photographer, I have a lot of sports pictures. We're in the middle of fall sports, so I'll have a lot of volleyball, I have a lot of football, and we're gonna start kind of winding that really down in October, and then we'll be off for a little bit, and then we'll pick up in November with winter sports, basketball and wrestling. So I'm not going to worry about being sure I'm posting most like current games that are going on. I'm going to try to if games are still going on. If not, I'm just going to pick pictures from this season and like post those as carousel posts. I also want to try my hand at reels. So I have done some reels in the past, and most of them have been like more slideshow type reels. Now, they do okay. They don't do great. And something ChatGPT told me was like do more behind the scenes. And I do want to do more like day in the life of a full-time sports photographer. And then maybe try to get some more behind the scenes stuff of going to a football game or a volleyball game. But I get in the middle of these games and I'm so focused on the kids that I have to get and the game that's going on. Like I am so bad about filming behind the scenes. And I probably really should just get a mount to mount my phone on top of my camera. And that way I'm just constantly getting footage that way. But I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on trying to get that kind of stuff. And like I said, I'm going to do like kind of day in the life. I don't really do a lot of get readies with me. So I don't know if that one will be there. And so that's going to be kind of some of the rules that I'm going to do. I'm going to try to find trending sounds, kind of like you do with TikTok, but do it on Instagram and see if I can maybe get some of those to pop up. I'm really going to try out trial reels. I've never tested it. I haven't never tested it because like I said, I mostly do carousel posts. So I'm going to try to more venture into trial reels and see if that helps those kind of pop off a little bit more and kind of maybe give me a more like a better idea of what non-followers are seeing, liking, not liking and stuff because a lot of my reels are to my followers. I only have 300 and something followers or 400 followers, like somewhere in there. And so, and it's, I don't know, it just, they don't do as well. So like that is the game plan. So like I said, I want to do carousel posts, at least like of game pictures. Something else I might try and do because right now I do one picture per slide on a carousel. I have seen people doing more collage type carousels. Those actually really drive me nuts. And when I see people do those, I actually just really scroll by. I don't know. What do you guys think? Collage carousels? Do people like them? Not like them? So I might try those. I can kind of do them in Canva a little bit, and so I might play around with doing regular, just one picture per slide, or a collage carousel post. And so I kind of like said a general idea of like reels, carousels, and I want to do. Something else I really absolutely need to work on, and I'll probably have ChatGPT help me with it some, but it is captions. Now, I have heard hashtags do not work for Instagram now, but I feel like if I do use hashtags, I get a little better reach than if I don't use hashtags. Now, when I do use hashtags, I use probably like 5 to 10, probably closer to 5. But I feel like I do get a little bit better reach on that compared to not using hashtags. So I think I'm going to continue to use hashtags, but only use like a few, like 5 to 10, somewhere in there. Again, that is most relevant to what I am posting. But again, a lot of it's SEO driven. So having captions that have SEO in them is going to help drive more views, and more, hopefully, likes, comments, and things like that. So that is definitely something I've never been good at. I've never been a great copywriter. And so to come up with engaging SEO friendly captions has always been a struggle for me. Now, I'm going to try to use ChatGPT to see if they can help me at least get started and maybe kind of go from there. So that is kind of my game plan with this Instagram challenge. So I have like 300 and something, 400 followers on Instagram. I would love to grow that. I don't know if I can get to 1,000 by the end of the month. If that's too big of a goal to have, I'm gonna try it. I don't know if I'm going to test educational type reels. I kind of was doing those on TikTok and they did okay, but I feel like they do better on my YouTube shorts. So I might play around with those again in my reels as well. And but I don't know. Do you think people want to see educational reels on Instagram? Or is that more like a YouTube thing? So I don't know. I'll probably play around with that a little bit as well. But yeah, that's kind of my goal. Like I said, I want to post at least one carousel and one reel every single day. So something else I want to try to do to help that become a reality is sit down and make some reels for most of the week. I don't know if I'll do like 7 days, like sit down on like a Monday and and like do 7 reels for the week. I don't really know if I'm going to do that, but I do want to batch record some of the reels to kind of help with consistency, because I feel like this is going to be a really big challenge for me, who is already really inconsistent about posting to social media in general. And but yeah, that's the game plan. This is like an intro video, kind of what I want to do. I'm going to use ChatGPT to kind of help me at least get started and then kind of go from there. I am going to look at my Reels feed. I'm going to look at my post like feed and different things like that to kind of get a vibe of what other photographers, especially in my niche, are doing. I'm a sports photographer, so that's what I want to do. And yeah, I want to check in weekly. I'm not sure if I want to do like a beginning of the week or for like checking on like a Monday or Tuesday from the previous week or what, but I do want to check in weekly and tell you how many posts I did post, what the views were like, and if I gained any followers or not, or kind of what the general idea is, because Instagram can really be a challenge, not only for me, but for a lot of people. And so I thought this would be a good way to get started and to hold me accountable, because if I check in weekly, I'll get things done. But yeah, if you have any suggestions that you would like me to try when I grow my Instagram page, I do eventually want to make money off of this and maybe work with brands. And so, but I got to get my follower count on it. I got to get my engagement up. I got to get a lot of stuff up before that actually happens. But if you have any tips or tricks that you would like me to try, I would just leave those in the comments below. And if you want to continue to see this journey, just be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit your notification bell, so when I do post my weekly updates, you will be able to see them. But I hope you come along on my journey, and thanks for watching my very rambling post or my very rambling video. And hopefully I'll keep it a little more concise in the future videos. But anyways, like, subscribe, turn your notification bell on, leave a comment on if, if you want me to try anything like hacks when it comes to Instagram that are legal, that are not going to get my account banned. And I will see you in the next video.